Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. First off, I just want to say if you hear any background noise, it's because it's the weekend, so my family's home, and usually I film during the week. But for today's video, I filmed this pinup inspired makeup look. I've always loved a bright red lip with a wing liner and a little bit of a defined crease, so I wanted to do a look inspired by that today. Also, side note, I got a new background and I thought it would look really cool, but I didn't realize you could see my lights. So I try to zoom in for most of the video so you don't see that. This really annoys me, so I'm sorry. I apologize, but let's jump into the video.
Okay, so first things first, I'm going to apply two primers today. I'm going to be using the Givenchy primer, which is green, so it's going to help cancel out any redness on my face. And then I'm going to be using the Makeup Forever mattifying primer, which is just like it says in the name. It's going to help mattify my face and my T-zone so that it just looks nice and even throughout the day. And then I'm going to take a damp beauty blender and the Too Faced Born This Way foundation, which I literally don't have enough good things to say about this foundation because I love it that much. But I'm going to just really blend this into the skin, and yes, it is dramatically darker than my face, but I want this foundation to match my neck just so that everything looks even. So I'm really going to take my time to blend this in on my face and down my neck, just like I said, so I have an even application. And I prefer to use a damp beauty blender for this just because I find that it really helps me push the product into the skin to make it look as natural as possible. And then I'm going to go in with the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. I got a little sample of it because I ran out of my corrector, and I thought this was going to be a little bit more of a corrector color, but it's more of a concealer color, so I tried it out for the first time just blending it in with a damp beauty blender, and I did like it. I just don't know how much I love it so far, so I will let you guys know, but it did get the job done. So then I tried out this NYX translucent powder for a setting powder because I ran out of my Laura Mercier one, and I just really didn't like this. I found that my dog is barking. That's rude. I found that it barely applied the powder at all, and it was way too silicone-y, and I just really didn't like it. So I went in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Banana powder, and I just set my under eyes with this, and I forgot how much I liked this product because I was using the Laura Mercier one for so long, but it just leaves the skin looking really beautiful and brightened. So then I tried to use what was left of my Laura Mercier powder, but it just wasn't working out. So I unfortunately had to go back in and use that NYX powder on the rest of the face, which it did apply a little bit nicer than under the eye, but I just still wasn't happy with the outcome of the product. So then I'm going to take the contour shade by Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade Fawn, and I'm going to contour the perimeter of my face. I'm just going to go in my cheekbones, under my jaw, and on my temples just to add that natural shadow there. And then I'm going to go in with that same powder but a bit of a smaller brush and contour my nose. And then I'm going to take the Hoola bronzer by Benefit, and I'm just going to do a general overall bronzing and just kind of put that I'm just going to put that over top of where I put that contour shade, and I'm just going to blend down my neck a little bit just so everything looks even. And then I'm taking the Becca blush in Amaretto. This is with the Jaclyn Hill Face Collection palette, I believe is what it's called, and it's a beautiful bronze shade which I just love. And I'm going to take the Prosecco Pop and Champagne Pop, which is in that same palette, and just highlight my cheekbones with it. And then once I'm done doing that, I'm going to fill in my brows using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer, which this brow pencil is literally a game changer. It makes it so easy to do your brows, and I kind of just go under my brows and then over top of my brows and fill them in just to make them look a little bit thicker but still natural, so I make sure I use that spoolie throughout the process of filling in my brows to blend everything. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to take the clear brow gel by Anastasia, and I'm just going to set my brows down so that they stay in place all day. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to apply an eye primer, and this is the Benefit Stay Don't Stray eye primer, and I love this because it just kind of helps to conceal any discoloration on the lids while also acting as a primer so your shadows stay all day long. And I just like to blend that in with my finger. Sometimes I use a brush, but I find that when I use my finger, it gives more of a pigment and more of a coverage, if that makes any sense. And then I'm going to take the Makeup Geek shadow in the shade Peach Smoothie and just apply this generally in the crease and a little bit above the crease just to make this eyeshadow look start warm. And it's just going to help all the shades blend together. And then I'm going in with Makeup Geek Creme Brulee, which is just a little bit more of a warm brown. And I'm putting that basically over top of where I put Peach Smoothie, but I'm just focusing it a little bit more in the crease to start to build the definition that I'm going for in this look. And then I'm going to take Peanut Butter by Too Faced, and this can be done with Peach Smoothie, but I forgot I had it and I wanted to apply it just because it's a gorgeous, gorgeous warm shade. So I'm just kind of putting that like I put Peach Smoothie in the crease and a little bit above the crease just to give a general warm look to the eye. Then I'm going to go in with Mousse from the Too Faced. This is the Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette, I believe, and I'm just putting this tighter in the crease to start to build that definition, and this has more of a neutral to a cool tone to it, so it's just going to help make those shadows look natural because that's what cool tones do. And then I'm going to take, I believe the shade is called Puddin', and I'm going to take more of a pencil domed like define brush, it's more dense, to really build that definition in the crease, and I'm just keeping each shadow that I use tighter and tighter in that crease. And this is just going to give the look of a deep set crease. And then I'm taking that same primer I used on my lid. You can use a concealer to do this, but all I'm doing is just cleaning up that lid area where some of those colors that were intended for the crease kind of came down onto the lid. So this just really cleans everything up and makes a nice crisp line. And then it also makes the shadows that you put over top of it stay even longer because it is a primer. And then I'm taking a white matte shadow, and this is by Makeup Geek in the shade White Lies, and I'm putting that directly over top of where we put that primer just to help it pop. You can use a shimmery shade for this, but I really wanted that matte, complete matte eye look, and I'm just going in with some of that shade Mousse. Again, this is by Too Faced in the Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette, just because I felt that there was a little bit of a harsh line and I wanted everything to blend a little bit smoother. And then I wanted to add a little bit more warmth to the look because it got a little cool for my liking. So I went in with that peanut butter shade again from the same palette just to blend everything and make it look a little bit more warm. And then I'm going in with the Kat Von D tattoo liner in the shade Trooper. This is just black and it dries to a matte and it lasts really long and it's really pretty. And I'm just going to start and do a wing. So I start in the middle of my lid and make a thin line, and then I work my way to the inner corner, and then I start to make my wing. Usually I'll use tape for this, but I didn't have tape on hand that day, so I just freehanded it, which, can I add, was really scary because I knew I was going to mess it up, but I surprisingly didn't, so go me. And then I'm going to curl my lashes and apply the Tarteist Tarte mascara, which I fall in love with each time I use it even more because it just makes my lashes look like I have false lashes, but it looks natural at the same time. And then I'm just going to apply a few coats because I'm going to add false lashes, and these are the Ardell Wispy Demi Wispies, I believe. And I'm just going to put that as tight to my lash line as possible, and I like to apply that with a lash tweezer, and then I kind of squeeze it to my natural lash to make it look natural. So I forgot to show a clip of this, but before I put on my mascara, I did tightline my upper waterline with my NARS liner just because it makes your lashes look fuller, but it also makes your false lashes look more natural. And then once I'm done applying my false lashes, I'm going to use the same white eyeshadow I used on my lid on my brow bone to highlight my brow. And then I'm also going to use the peanut butter shade I used in my crease on my lower lash line. I'm not applying any eyeliner today because I want to keep the eyes looking wide and open. So I'm just applying that shadow to add some definition without being too harsh. And then I'm going to use the Too Faced Melted Matte Lipstick, which is just absolutely my favorite. I have a couple shades, and it is my favorite formula of liquid lipstick I have ever used. It stays so long, but it doesn't dry your lips out at all, and it's so comfortable to wear. And this lipstick is in the shade Lady Balls. But before I applied that, I applied a NYX Lip Pencil in a red shade just to help outline my lips so everything looks even. And with that, the look is complete.
So this is the completed look. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please give this video a big thumbs up. Comment down below what you want to see next, and subscribe so you don't miss out. Whoa. And subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.